A solution, and I focus on a solution, it's a solution that works for us and the advisors that work with us, is to outsource some of the functions of some of those blue bubbles that we were talking about at the start of the presentation. These are some slides that my colleagues brought back from their trip to the United States. You can see there's a whole range of reasons here why advisors might choose to outsource some or all of their investment management functions. For some, it's access to asset allocation models. For lots of Aussie advisors, perhaps they get that from their dealer group and research committees. For some, it's access to managers that they couldn't otherwise have got on their own. Often it's portfolio construction rigor and methodology to support that. Ongoing monitoring is an important part of it, no matter what you're doing, whether it's outsourced or not, of course. Often it's efficiency and scale, and it's back office support and administrative support. So there's a whole bunch of reasons that you need to consider in your business. Where are our roadblocks? Where's our expertise? Go back to those questions again. Where should we be spending our time? This one I think is really powerful. If you look at the change in fee structure of advisors that embrace some form of outsourcing their investment management, only 15% of them have reported that their fees have gone down. Well over half of them have reported that their fees stayed the same, and some actually were even able to increase their fees. If you were considering your business and where you spend your time and resources and staff and budgets right now, and you could stay involved with all of those blue circles that we started with at the front, still know that your client was getting a really good outcome, but you didn't have to take day-to-day responsibility for it, and you kept your fees at the same level, what sort of business outcome would that be? One more on the outsourcing investment management piece, and the point that I want to make here is it doesn't have to be a holy grail solution. It doesn't have to be embrace it or not. There are absolutely piecemeal approaches that can work in individual businesses, and we find that in our interactions with advisors around the country. The US example here is that half of the businesses there have outsourced all of their investment management functions. Some choose to do just specific asset classes, some choose to use administrative support to underpin their investment activities. So there's a range of options. It's not a one-size-fits-all is the point I'm trying to leave you with there. Okay, some of you may have seen this slide last year when I was fortunate enough to speak here as well. This is the heart of what we're trying to do, is to build a truly collaborative approach between us as investment managers, between you as advisors, and between your clients. So there are functions that we can't scale efficiently, and that's leveraging the individual relationships that you've built with your clients. You have the knowledge of their personal circumstances and their objectives. I'll come back to that word a lot in the next little bit. You need to do the personal advice with them and do the interaction with them, and then we can work with you to provide really scalable, robust portfolio solutions for that. We've built it on a really sound technology base. We do an approach to asset allocation that we think serves clients better, certainly through some of the volatility that we've seen in recent years, and that's a dynamic asset allocation approach. I'll talk a little bit about that in following slides. We've got technology that remodels portfolios daily. One of those blue bubbles I had at the start was remodeling. If you haven't got a really scalable and good technology solution to it, how often can you, hand on heart, say to your clients that you look at their portfolios and remodel them? Is it once a year, twice a year, once a quarter? We can say that we do that every day. We don't transact, we don't execute on that remodel every day, but we are making that assessment every day in a scalable and efficient manner. Finally, it moves into the communication and informing part of the cycle, where we have a very strong chain of communication that we don't break. We talk with you and you talk with your clients, and it's very rare that we go outside of that, and we wouldn't do it without having the advisors involved. But that's the heart of our do-it-with-me approach that we think can work as an effective adjunct to the advisor services and allow them to focus on the things that their clients truly value. For it to work, it's our strong view that it has to be based on specific objectives that and preferences that have been identified for each of those underlying clients. It's critical for us that both you and your client are intimately involved in the process. I mentioned it's a big part of my role to do the communication piece. We do lots of conferences and seminars with clients and advisors to make sure that we're all on the same page, that we're completely transparent about how we're trying to run these portfolios. To do it effectively, in our view, we use a managed account structure. That gives us control and flexibility, which are critical aspects of being able to account for those individual preferences, down to cost-based considerations on tax optimisation and remodelling and those sorts of things. We can account for all of those in the portfolio management that advisors outsource with us. Transparency is critical. Clearly, attitudes change post the global financial crisis. We're in a lower return environment, whereas people used to be more comfortable accepting some complexity and lack of transparency in their portfolio. They want to be involved. They want to know what's going on. So that's a critical aspect for us. And communication, I can't mention, I can't emphasise enough. It's the key for us. It's just as important for us to put the effort into that communication process, and really the objective of it is to make sure that no one gets a surprise down the track.